Good morning, dear children. We are going to start a new chapter that is Mahatma Gandhi and the nationalist movement. You always know that in history of nationalism, always one single individual identified with the making of nation. For example, in America, George Washington played a vital role, then Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam and Garibaldi in Italy. So in India, you all know who played this role, that is Mahatma Gandhi. So, we are going to talk about Mahatma Gandhi in this whole chapter, and we will discuss the methods he adopted to free our country. Before we start, let us look at this quote. For individual, even great ones, are made by history, even as they make history. So, all of you know that the individual who is very famous, they made history. But can you imagine that these individuals are made by history? Let's take an example. Do you think that Mahatma Gandhi would have become Mahatma Gandhi if the situation of our country was not like that? That means if everything would have good in our country, then Mahatma Gandhi would have ordinary people in our country, isn't it? So he became Mahatma Gandhi because the situation of our country was not good. So we can say that the individual is made by history. So in this chapter, we are going to talk about the activities of Gandhi during the time period of 1915 to 1948. We will explore his interactions with different sections of the society. We will understand the popular struggle that was led by him, and we also look at the sources that we are using to understand about Gandhi and the nationalist movement, right? So, all of you know that Mahatma Gandhi came back to India on 9th of January 1915 from South Africa. He went South Africa in 1893 and there he became popular. Why? Because he led many movements. He fought for Indian community, and from there on he was very much popular in India also. So Dr. Chandran D. Devashan, he told that South Africa was the making of Mahatma. Why he told like this? Because in South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi first tried his method of protest, that was satyagraha. So now the question is, what was satyagraha? Look at this picture. This is the picture of Mahatma Gandhi at the younger age. So the idea of satyagraha simply power of truth. It suggests that if the cause was true and if your struggle is against injustice, then physical force is not necessary to fight the oppressor, right? This could be done by appealing to the conscience of the oppressor instead of being forced to accept truth through use of violence. तो आप सभी ने सुना होगा कि महात्मा गांधी कहते हैं कि अगर कोई एक थप्पड़ मारे तो उसे दूसरा गाल आगे देना चाहिए. Why is telling like this? Because he wanted that if you do that like this, the oppressor will change his mind. उनके बिहेवियर में बदलाव आएगा. अगर आप वायलेंस का इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो जो ऑपरेसर है वो अपनी गलती नहीं समझ पाएगा, राइट? तो दैट इज सत्याग्रह. सत्याग्रह बेसिकली दो टर्म से मिला हुआ है. एक है सत्य और दूसरा है आग्रह. दैट मीन्स रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द ट्रूथ. ओके, दैट यू आर रॉन्ग, you are doing wrong, right? But without using violence. So when Mahatma Gandhi came to India, do you think that before that India was having certain leaders? Obviously, yes. There were many leaders poor in India before Gandhi, like Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, Arvindo Ghosh, Dada Bhai Naoroji, S.N. Banerjee, Badruddin Tayyab, and Firoz Shah. These are the person who were part of Congress, but their ideology was different. Extremists wanted to snatch the freedom from British. On the other hand, the moderates were those who were going according to the constitution made by the British. They were trying to take political concession from British through prayer, petitions, applications. They never resort to unconstitutional methods. They were called moderates. And who were extremists? They always wanted to have certain kind of strike, protest, right? Or you may have heard that line कि आज़ादी या स्वतंत्रता हमारा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है, हम इसे छीन कर लेंगे। सो बाल गंगाधर ने ये कहा था। तो दिस इज़ वेरी फेमस कोट। तो इनकी मेथोडोलॉजी ऐसी ही थी, तो इन्हें हम एक्सट्रीमिस्ट कहते हैं। सो व्हेन महात्मा गांधी केम टू इंडिया, many people received him from Bombay port. Mahatma Gandhi already knew two persons in India. One was Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He was considering him as the political group. And another was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who was the lawyer. So Mahatma Gandhi was also a lawyer. So both of them were knowing each other. So on the advice of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Mahatma Gandhi did not started any movement in India suddenly. Gokhale advised him that you spent a year, meet with people, understand their problem, then start any kind of movement or anything you want to do in India. So Mahatma Gandhi from 1915 onwards, he went around throughout the India, right? And when he came back, he was invited in the opening ceremony of Banaras Hindu University, right? So Congress invited him, and he was asked to give a speech. So when he came, he started um, criticizing Congress by saying that a lack of concern about laboring poor. He charged the Indian elite group, that is Congress. At that time, Congress was filled with lawyers, doctors, and all those people who were a little bit richer than the poorer community of our country. So he was very much worried, right? He, if you are living the millions of poor in India, if you are leaving all those poor to become the part of Indian national movement, then you will not be able to gain the independence. So he said, there is no salvation for India unless you strip yourself of this jewelry and hold it in trust for your countrymen in India. There can be no spirit of self government about us. He went on, if we take away or allow others to take away from the peasants almost the whole of the result of their labor, उन्होंने कहा कि अगर हम किसी और को हमारे पेजेंट से सब कुछ छीनने की परमिशन देते हैं, सब कुछ ले जाने देते हैं, क्या ले जाने देते हैं, जो वो अपनी मेहनत से कमाते हैं। ही वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट टैक्स। तो उन्होंने कहा अगर हम ऐसा करने देंगे तो हमारा सेल्वेशन, हमारा जो मोक्ष है वो नहीं आ सकता। इट कैन ओनली कम थ्रू फार्मर। नीदर लॉयर्स नॉर डॉक्टर्स नॉर रिच लैंडलॉर्ड्स आर गोइंग टू सिक्योर इट। तो ये बहुत ही फेमस स्पीच था एंड इट वॉज सिग्निफिकेंट इन टू वेज। द फर्स्ट वन वॉज, ये शो करता है कि गांधी जी का मानना था कि उस समय इंडियन नेशनलिज्म जो है ये एक एलीट फिनोमेना है, राइट, जो कि कुछ गिने चुने लॉयर्स, डॉक्टर्स और लैंडलॉर्ड्स ने शुरू किए हैं। दूसरा, इस स्पीच के थ्रू गांधी जी की इंटेंट का पता चलता है कि वो कैसे डिज़ायर रखते हैं, वो कैसे नेशनलिज्म को आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं इंडिया में, ठीक है, उनका क्या मानना है, हु इज़ द रियल इंडियन पीपल, राइट। तो उनका सिंपल सा इंटेंशन था दैट ही विल take all the people together in the fight against British. So after this Banaras Hindu University opening, Mahatma Gandhi was invited by Ramchandra Shukla in December 1916 to Champaran in Bihar. So Ramchandra Shukla asked him to check once the situation of people or peasants in Bihar. So on the invitation in the year 1917, Mahatma Gandhi approached Bihar in the district Champaran. So he led Indigo movement in Champaran. What was this movement? In this movement, he was launching a satyagraha against British planters or any indigo planters who were Indian in nature, those who were forcing Indian peasants to grow indigo, right? So there was a system at that time that is called Tinkatia system. The peasants were growing at least 3 unit of land out of 20 units indigo, and they were forced to sell that indigo at a very lower price. And because of indigo cultivation, soil become unsuitable for growing grains, right? So this movement became successful in 1917. Another movement led by Mahatma Gandhi was in Kheda, Gujarat, where crop was failed in 1918, but British uh, did not accepted it, and they demanded tax from the peasants. So Mahatma Gandhi asked the peasants to refuse the tax. So this movement led by Mahatma Gandhi also became successful, right? Later on in 1918, another movement led by Mahatma Gandhi, that was Ahmedabad cotton mill strike. In this movement, all the workers who were working in the mill, they were demanding the increase in wage approximately 35%. Why? Because their situation was very bad. They were working more hours, getting less wage. So their demand was simple: increase the wage and reduce the working hour. So this protest was also very peaceful. British planters or mill owners were beating the workers, but the workers did not act violently. And this movement also become very successful. So this is how back to back three movement was successful, led by Mahatma Gandhi. And these three movement make him as a very popular figure in country, right? Look at here, this is Champaran, then here it is Ahmedabad, and this one is Kheda. So these three first three movement that was regional in nature make Mahatma Gandhi very popular in India. Now another event that was already going in our country, that was First World War. And First World War, all of you know that in the First World War British was one of the participant. So the Indians were helping in the First World War, and in 1918 First World War ended and British won the war. Now it was the time for Indians to get reward from British as a political concession. But Sir Sidney Rowlett recommended a tough measures on the Indian community. He recommended that any person who have involved in the political activities, they can be detained by executive without any fair trial for 2 years. So this was called Rowlett Act. So this act came at the time where Indians were expecting something good, but British were very greedy. They were not taking the demands of Indians seriously. So this act led non-violent civil disobedience movement in our country that was organized by Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi asked the people to act non-violently. So to repress this satyagraha, many of the leaders were arrested by the British government. Mahatma Gandhi was also debarred from entering Delhi, right? And all of you know that on 13th of April, many people from Punjab region, right, they were gathered to celebrate Baisakhi festival, and some of them were protesting against the arrest of their local leaders. And General O'Dyer attacked, he is General O'Dyer, he attacked on the people and kills many people, right? The figure is often debatable, right? Someone is somewhere it is written 400, somewhere it is written 700, and somewhere it is 1500. So many people died, including the children, women, right? So later on, all of you know that Uddham Singh, he killed General O'Dyer, right? So this Jallianwala Bagh incident is another event which led to Indians think about the British rule. So in response of this, Mahatma Gandhi launched non-cooperation movement in India, right? Now again there is another question: why non-cooperation? In Hind Swaraj, the book 19, which was written in 1909, Mahatma Gandhi declared that British rule was established in India with the cooperation of Indians. And if Indian is not going to cooperate, then the rule of British would collapse within a year, right? And Swaraj would come. So that's why Mahatma Gandhi wanted to launch civil disobedience movement. One another movement was already going on in India, that was Khilafat movement. All of you know that the defeated party was Ottoman Empire in the First World War. And there was one post that was Khalifa, that was spiritual leader of Muslim community, right? So there was many harsh peace treaty was imposed on Ottoman Empire. So to protect the post of Khalifa, the whole Muslim community in the throughout the world, they started protesting against British. So in India also, Khilafat committee was formed, and Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, they were Ali brothers, we call them Ali brothers. They started protesting against British. And Mahatma Gandhi saw it as an possibility to unite the Hindus and Muslims in our country. So Mahatma Gandhi started non-cooperation movement along with Khilafat movement that was already going in our country, right? So it make India, you can say, a very big movement. In this movement, many middle class people participated. Many people who were working in government controlled schools and colleges left the schools and colleges, like teachers, headmasters, students. Lawyers gave up their legal practice, right? Many people, workers went on strikes. So it make very huge loss for the Indians, British community, right? So the council election was also boycotted. Foreign goods were boycotted. Liquor shops were packed, right? उन्हें लूट लिया गया. Then liquor shops were picked. Foreign clothes were burned in huge bonfires. So this non-cooperation movement went on for 1.5 year approximately. And this was not limited only to the towns. Even different parts of the country like Andhra Pradesh, hill tribes, farmers in Awadh, peasants in Kumaon, right? They started refusing or obeying the orders of British, right? So all these people started protesting in the way it was suited to them. It in the way it was, you can interpret it by them, right? So this event was end by the Chori Chora incident in 1922. What was that incident? In this incident, many people were killed in a police station. That was police persons. And who killed them? Obviously, the protesters of non-cooperation movements. So Mahatma Gandhi told that none of the provocation justify the killing of innocent people, right? So he immediately called off the non-cooperation movement. So Now British charged Mahatma Gandhi for this event. He charged that it happened because Mahatma Gandhi launched the non-cooperation movement. So Mahatma Gandhi was tried in the court of justice, right, where he was sentenced for 6 years of jail. At the time of trial, the justice was C.N. Broomfield. He acknowledged that he told during the time of sentencing him, it would be impossible to ignore the fact that you are in a different category from any person I have ever tried or am likely to try. He was saying that you are from a different category people. आज तक मैंने जितने लोगों का भी ट्रायल किया उनमें से आप सबसे अलग हो. Why? Because in the millions of eyes of your countrymen, you are a great patriot and a leader. यहाँ तक कि जो लोग आपसे डिफर करते हैं उनको वो लोग भी आपको एक हाई आइडियल के तौर पे देखते हैं, आपको ऐसे इंसान की तरह समझते हैं जिनकी आइडियल्स काफ़ी ऊंची हैं. तो उन्होंने कहा कि बिकॉज महात्मा गांधी ने कानून वायलेट किया है तो ये बेंच के लिए ऑब्लिगेटरी है कि उन्हें सेंटेंस दिया जाए, उन्हें पनिशमेंट दिया जाए. और बेंच ने डिसाइड किया है कि 6 साल की सज़ा उन्हें दी जाएगी. लेकिन अगर इंडिया के आने वाले समय में अगर सब कुछ ठीक रहा और गवर्नमेंट महात्मा गांधी के जेल के टर्म को कम करती है तो मुझसे ज़्यादा और कोई खुश नहीं होगा. ये किसने कहा? जस्टिस सी.एम. ब्रूमफील्ड ने कहा, राइट? So this was the Chora Chor incident. Now, this whole movement from 19, you can say 15 to 1922, Mahatma Gandhi became very popular among the people. Uh, we will talk about this in the next lecture. Thank you.